Yeah, where do you work, AJ?
I work at Sade Music in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Um, it's just music retail, but I also teach brass lessons there.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, so I teach from 4 to 8. I was in the Bible study because I have from 6:30 to 7:30 off.
Yeah,
Today was the first lesson that started at 7:30. The student started at 7:30. So
nice.
it just so happened that they start right on the day that we have this at 7:30.
That's all right. No worries, man. Yeah, like
I
I,
didn't I didn't know I didn't know I was the only one, so I thought I'd join in and let you know that I was in.
yeah, I didn't know who would do this when we did electric guitar at TMI. Nobody came to that class. I just like I was kind of ready. I was going to do the lesson on my own and record it and just upload it for the whosoever. But I'm glad you jumped on. It's much better when I can we can talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. A
Yeah. But yeah, we'll do it quick because I know you're probably tired after working all day.
little bit.
Yeah. What brass lessons are you teaching there?
Oh, anything but French horn.
Everything but French horn.
Yeah, I have a trombone student who never picked up a trombone except for 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I have two tuba students, three baritone students, and then like 8 trumpet or something like that.
Right. Like trumpet's your instrument, right? Like you're a cornet
Yeah,
player.
yeah.
Nice. Nice, man. It's good. That sounds like it's a good gig. I've actually never taught brass lessons. I've thought about seeing if I can find someplace locally and do a couple hours here or there, but I don't know. I don't know that I'm at that caliber anymore.
I don't think I am either. There's some students that are definitely well beyond me that it's like, oh yeah, go play in college if you want to.
Yeah.
Uh, there are other people it's like beginners. It's like, oh yeah, I
Yeah,
can
I could do that all day long. This is how you
exactly
hold a trombone. Yeah,
exactly.
that's me. Um, okay, so I mean, this actually could be really cool because now we can talk about how you play electric guitar and how maybe I can help you. I should say my disclaimer is this is not my primary instrument anymore. It it used to be one, and sorry if it looks like I'm always looking off to the side. I have my camera set up here, and then my computer's over here, but I don't have enough desk space. So if it looks like I'm not paying attention, I promise I'm looking at you.
No,
If I do
you're
this,
perfectly fine.
then I'm trying to like make sure that you understand. Like I'm trying to look at you, but this way I'm looking at you. It's weird.
No, you're perfectly fine. I understand.
Um, but yeah, like I mean, this was my electric guitar was my primary instrument for a while, and then when I had to start playing acoustic for transmission, I stopped playing electric. And sadly, I don't like I play it. Maybe I might get to do it like once a year now, which is unfortunate. But it's been a lot of fun trying to get ready for this class, kind of dusting off the pedal board. Actually, I realized uh, my main delay pedal has gone bad. Like I can't get it to
Oh,
work anymore, which is a bummer. So now I'm having to make do with another one that I found in the closet. I don't really know how it works, but I'm figuring it out. Tell me about how you play. Like what do you play electric guitar often?
well, here's the thing.
Yeah,
I the only time I used to play electric was really at divisional stuff when Jimmy asked me to play
yeah,
for praise band with a youth praise band and stuff like that. Um, I at the core I was playing acoustic for the longest time because we didn't have any other guitar player
yeah,
or anybody who wanted to learn guitar.
yeah,
So I was leading worship playing acoustic guitar, and then when Christine and I got married, um, she started coming to Tulsa Citadel, of course, naturally. Um, and just one Sunday, I think it was like a couple months ago. I was like, "All right, you're playing acoustic." No, no, no. She told me she was like, "I want to play acoustic this Sunday." I was like, "Perfect. I'll move over to electric." Jake's playing bass. My dad's playing drum set. I was like, "I'll move over to electric." I don't
yeah,
get to all that often.
yeah.
And then after that Sunday, I told her, I was like, "Well, in the Mitchell family, you are now the acoustic guitar player because I miss
Nice,
playing electric so much. So for the past 2 months, I've been playing electric every Sunday. So
nice.
it's fun.
I
It's
forgot that
fun.
Christina played guitar. I've seen her do that a number of times at TMI. I just always associated her as a vocalist primarily because she's incredible, but
She is a vocalist primarily.
she does have guitar chops, which is awesome. She's
Yeah,
multi talented. It's awesome.
I keep telling her work on your bar chords and then you can play anything. And then she leans over to me when we're rehearsing on Thursday nights. What capo is this?
Exactly.
How do I
Don't tell
transpose
Jimmy,
that?
but I'm a big fan of that capo.
Yeah.
Not because I can't play the bar chords. I'm too lazy.
Well, once I get her to start transposing on her own,
Yeah.
then she'll stop looking over to me and, hey, what is this? So
Right. Right.
usually it's like, this is capo 2, play it down a letter.
Yeah.
And then she
Exactly.
asks, how do you play this one? It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is what it is.
So when you're playing
She's
electric,
picking it up more and more.
are you playing with like pedals? Like, do you get into the effects stuff?
Yeah, yeah. I have a board. Um, it's it's pretty nice, I guess.
Yeah. So like, you're comfortable with like the different types of effects?
Yes. I feel like I'm doing quite a bit of the same stuff.
Yeah.
And I know that's with worship music. You're not going to throw on a flange or or a chorus all the time. I throw
Right.
a chorus on very rarely,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of delay and reverb, and then like a light overdrive. That's usually what I stick with.
Yeah.
Um, I have an octaver for me playing for fun,
Yeah.
but I've
Yeah.
never pressed that.
Yeah. So I mean, there's that. So I'll go through like how like the stuff that I do, but there's not as much I think I can teach you in terms of like the different like like what everything does. Now it's just it's the fun stuff, it's the creative stuff. So I'll go through like what I do, um, and then I'm curious to actually see like maybe if you approach it a little bit differently. Like um, yeah, I'm curious to see if maybe you do it different. Because there's no right way to do it. It's just if
Yeah.
it sounds good, it is good. Yeah. So I'm not a tech like a technically advanced electric player. Like I don't do the riffs, the lead stuff. Kind of like I have to work hard at it. Like if there's a hook, like I'll figure out the hook for sure.
Yeah, me
But
too. Me too.
like solos, like I'm not into that. I'm more into like I'll use different chord shapes and effects primarily to kind of create like a texture. So I'm all about like different colors and textures when I'm playing, and that's all electric guitar is for me. Is it's uh, it's a lot of like the other colors that other than like the primary colors of music that your drums and your bass and your acoustic and your keyboard are laying down. That's the meat and potatoes. Electric guitar is where you can kind of make it actually sound cool. Like it's all like the stuff in between. For me, that it really helps to shape the sound. I said this in the Masterclass, but for me, like as someone who like I love electric guitar, I just don't get to play it as much anymore. It's probably the first thing I would cut if I had to. If I had to cut an instrument or if I had to lose one, it's probably electric guitar.
Yep.
It's less important for the normal mainstream contemporary worship music. Now, there's a lot of people who are leading now more with electric and getting away from like the acoustic stuff, like acoustic guitar and piano, and that's actually really cool. And that's that could be your style. Like actually, like Bannister does really well with that kind of stuff, like leading from an electric guitar.
Yeah, yeah, he does very well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just I'll go through some of my very few bags of tricks, and maybe maybe it's useful. If not, to God be the glory. Whatever. Okay, so I had this whole thing of like people who not really played the electric guitar before, so I'm gonna hit a couple of these things because I think you know them. I've seen you play. It's like you know most of the stuff. Um, so we I talked about like how electric guitar fits in with the worship team. For me, like it's all texture. It's also energy. So like you use electric guitar for like driving parts, like to impart energy to the song. You know all this stuff. Um, I was going to talk about different types of guitars. You know the difference between single coil and humbucker pickups.
Yeah.
Sweet. Single coils. I love them because they have a little more character for me than humbuckers, and I have both. And I kind of go through phases if I'm honest. Like sometimes I'll default to my humbucker guitar just because it's well, one, it's cleaner. I have a couple of lights here because my basement is really dark, and even just here, like I mean, what kind of guitar are you playing mostly?
Well, I have two. There, it's called Michael Kelly is the
Yeah.
brand.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one of their Telly styles I
Yeah.
picked up recently, so that's what I've been playing most because
Yeah.
that's the newest one to me. And then I have one of their Patriot bodies, which is sort of their Les Paul kind of style.
Yeah.
Um, the Telly style. I mean, all of what they do is coil tap. Um,
Yeah.
but really, really, it's always on the single coil style on the
Yeah.
Telly.
Yeah.
And then I just leave them almost pressed down always when I play the Patriot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I kind of got both sides there, definitely.
Yeah.
I really want just a phenomenal Strat,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
That's
actually
my next one.
I actually built one a couple years ago, or I say I built. I mean, I bought like just a plain like body and a neck, and then I finished the body, and then I put in this really nice pick guard. The guitar itself, it really doesn't feel good, but man, that thing sounds great because of like I bought these really nice pickups, and I mean it was like a fully finished pick guard. Um, but yes, Strats. I love the Strat sound. I have trouble playing Strats because I guess like the way I play. Here, I'll back up so you can kind
Yeah, the volume pedal, huh?
of.
Or
Yeah,
the volume knob. Yeah,
and it's the pickup selector. Like when I play, I'll and inadvertently like I'll hit it, and then all of a sudden like I'm on the bridge pickup, and I don't like the bridge pickup on a Strat. Like I like to stay in that 2 or 4 spot.
yeah.
But if I'm playing, like I'm always hitting that. It's like right in the way. Why do they make it that way?
I am into Wolfpack right now. I don't know if you know Wolfpack.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Corey Wong, he basically only plays a Strat.
Yeah.
Um, he's taped his down in the 4th spot, and then actually I have a Strat next to me. This is just a Starcaster, which
Yeah.
I think Jimmy found it, but he always plays like right here next to the bridge to try to
Yeah.
dodge that. It's like, wow, that's crazy. He's always playing right there.
In that, I would imagine that in that 4 spot, like playing real close to the bridge, like you'll get the quack of the out of phase stuff, but like you'll still get some of the bite of being close to the bridge. That actually might be kind of cool.
Yeah, and that's really all of what he's into with the funk. It's just
Yeah.
Corey Wong. That dude's phenomenal.
Yeah. Clean all day long for sure.
Uh huh.
That dude. Yeah. I've actually never like I haven't heard like their full length music, but like I follow them on Instagram, and it's some of the most incredible stuff. There's that bass player, man. He's all over the place.
Yeah, Joe Dart. Oh,
Joe Dart,
phenomenal.
yeah,
Killer, dude.
yeah. So yeah, like for me, like I've gotten into like I go back and forth a little bit. And I've been in the single coil camp for a couple years now, like where I default to this. But like I don't know if you can hear it. It's like real, like it's buzzy, right?
Yeah, I can't hear it, but yeah, single coils. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like, if you turn your body away from the lights, it's quiet. But if you go toward the lights, it picks up a lot of sound. So that's something I have to keep in mind when I'm playing my telly. Especially like if I'm on a stage or something where there's lights, I have to kind of stay or turn a little bit sometimes, and then always staying on that volume knob when I'm not playing, and it'll kind of cut down on the noise. But single coils have a lot more character for me than humbuckers, even though humbuckers are quieter. They have a little more edge on them, but single coils for some reason they just have more character to me. Let's see. Do you ever so when you do you play through an amp or do you go through like a modeler?
I do. I play through an amp that we have mic'd up. It's not in an ISO box, but it's in like the a closet off stage.
Yeah.
Um, we're right now running a long cable through it, which I know probably sucks everything, but so eventually, whenever I get a chance, I'm gonna switch it out for a shorter cable.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a last second thing that Christina was like, "Hey, I want to play acoustic," so I was like, "Oh, let me throw my electric gear in there and just in the
Yeah.
car, and we'll head over there." And we plugged it up real quick, and I just haven't changed it yet.
How? But you're not like you're kind of far. You're not Oklahoma City, right? You're in
No, it's Tulsa.
Tulsa.
Yeah,
Where's you can't get one of those SGIs from Jimmy?
I bet I could. Um, if he's
Why?
wanting to give me a set just to have at the core.
He's got to resource the field. Just tell him,
I know.
like resource the field. Let me have one of those SGIs. Yeah, like they like I've never ran like a quarter-inch cable longer than I think one time I did it at 50 feet, and in that like I didn't notice like a bad change in tone. If anything, you know, if you could EQ it at the front of house, like you know, add a little bit of the highs back in, I think you'd be okay. But um, the correct way to do that is through like an interface, like a SGI kind of thing.
Yeah. What the reason I haven't really worried about it and like been so particular, um, is because like exactly what you said. I'm just there for a color effect,
Yeah,
and I don't want. I mean, I'm going through a tube amp, so I don't want the highs that I'm trying to stay in to be super loud. So I'm
yeah,
like, well, I mean, and I'm not really hurting anything by.
yeah,
I mean, eventually I'll switch it out just
yeah.
because
And that
that's what I
actually
want to
might
do.
like it might work to your advantage too because this is something I read a long time ago that I try to keep in mind if I'm playing with an amp on stage. Um, you said something about an ISO box. It's not in an ISO box, or do you
It's in a closet.
in a
It's
closet?
not in an
Okay,
ISO box, but it's in our like our back room off stage,
so
and
this not a
yeah,
big as big a deal. But
no,
like when I was having like playing with amps on stage, um, I've never thought about the fact that like when I set my tone, like I'm always above the amp. Like I'm always like standing over it, or I'll stand kind of in front of it, but I'm always above where the cone of the speaker is. But with my amp sitting on the floor of the stage, it's pretty much eye level with the people in the congregation. So they're catching direct sound off the cone. So what sounds good to me is going to sound shrill and brittle to them. I never thought about that before. So now like if I have an amp on the stage, I always try to keep that in mind. Like at least with as I'm setting the treble on the amp, like maybe be conservative with it. If your amp is in a closet, that's not a consideration. But what is useful that I found is you can tailor your tone based on where you place your mic on the amp itself. So like
hmm
if you're right in the center of that cone, you're going to get the most trebly sound, and then the farther you get off of the center of the cone, the speaker cone, it's going to get a little bit of a darker sound. So,
yeah,
like if I'm playing my telly, like I love this thing, but it does get a little bright sometimes. If I'm playing the telly, I'll have like this is a 57 on this amp right here. I'll have it in between like the center of the cone and the outside of the cone, and that's where I'll put it, and it tends to tame that a little bit. Um, if I'm playing my Duesenberg, which is the humbucker, I'll kind of have it more in the middle because it's a pretty
which
dark guitar.
which I want one of those too.
Yeah, that one. The only reason I got that is because some guy broke into our house and stole every guitar I had, and then but I had renter's insurance, so they gave me insurance money, and instead of buying, because they stole a Les Paul and a Telly, instead of buying those again, I just used them both for the Duesenberg. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's sweet.
ever since I saw you play one, I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. Okay. Well, let me get to pedals then, because that's really all I know about. Um, I am change this camera angle a little bit so you can kind of see. You have to tell me if you can't hear me though, because the mic is going to be in a weird spot. Let's see. This is why you need like a separate camera operator.
Yeah, I can see it. I heard you a little bit. You're quieter, but yeah.
Yeah. That's my phone. Hold on one sec. Let me move this again. Nope. If I were at THQ, this would be easy. Okay, this is good enough. Okay. So, actually, let me do this where you can kind of see me a little bit too. So, the way I have my pedal board is, I'll get closer to the mic so you can hear me too. The way I have my pedal board, and this is something like I've played around a little bit with signal chain in the past, but like I kind of landed on this particular one just because I think it works the best for what I try to do. Brighten this up a little bit. That really doesn't help, does it?
You're fine. I can see it.
Okay. There we go.
No, yeah, but then it's right in front of the.
It's right in the way, isn't it?
No, you're good. I can see it.
Okay. So I've played around with signal chain in the past. The way I have mine running now, come out of the guitar into my tuner, just because I just always like to have that in the first part of the chain, just because it's a bypass primarily, but then like I don't have to worry about tails getting to it. It'll go from the tuner into my drive section. Right now, I have 2 overdrive pedals because I like to stack them. And I'll talk about that in a second. But it'll hit this first drive, which is more clean. Like I have it set for like a real clean drive, and then into my main overdrive that I've had forever. I freaking love this pedal. It's
yeah, I know.
so transparent. And then it'll go from here into my delays. So I have 2 drives. Oh no, sorry. After here, it goes into my wah pedal because I like and the volume pedal. Sorry, volume pedal first, and then wah because I like to be able to swell an overdriven sound in. Because what happens if you put volume before the drives is you're swelling a clean sound into the drives. So and you don't as you probably know this, but you know if you're playing, you can actually clean up your tone by rolling the volume knob back. It's the same kind of thing if you have the volume pedal back and you're swelling it into the drives. It changes the way the gain structure is. So like when you first start to swell, it'll be real clean, and then it'll get overdriven. I don't really like that as much. I want it to be like the couple of times I would use it. I want it to like just kind of the real gritty drive to come from nowhere and just swell into it. So I like to put the volume pedal after the drives, and then it goes into my wah pedal. And I use this only for one circumstance, which is not really what most people use wahs for, but I'll talk about that in a second. After the wah, it goes into my first delay, which this is an analog delay. After this, it goes into my digital delay. This is the one that's new. I actually got from the Guitar Center stuff because my main delay went bad. But then, so this is my digital delay, and then it goes into my reverb, and then out to the amp. Sometimes, like I've had other things like tremolo, or I've never played around with chorus or flange before or phase. I've just never really been interested in those sounds. Chorus sometimes, like I think this maybe I could use a chorus on this part.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Just I think it's really for quiet stuff that I'm just holding out like just a high chord that, and it's not like it's really subtle.
Yeah. I kind of like I can accomplish that with tremolo. And I don't have tremolo on this board, but I do on the amp. So I probably would like I'll go into a set knowing I'm going to use tremolo on this one song, so I can like turn it on and off, turn it on or off. And
Oh, okay.
I love tremolo. I think it's probably it's my most underused effect. Like it can get annoying pretty quick. Like if you're, if you have like set like real fast and aggressive. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of obnoxious, but like if you have the rate set pretty low and the depth set kind of low, if you hear that, like it's just nice like kind of
Yeah.
smooth movement. It's really it's all it is for me. It's just movement. Like I like to just barely hear it, but it's something is generating some energy, even though I'm just like rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only time I'd really use tremolo. Okay, so that's what I'm running. Um, okay, I mentioned earlier that I like to have two gain pedals because I like to stack them. Do you ever stack drive pedals? Is that something you've done?
Yes. Yes.
Um, I love that because I will typically so like if I'm running clean like with everything off, um, my tone is kind of here. It feels kind of wimpy. So I will actually leave like my first gain pedal will be set real clean. So there's really no grit to it, but it just has some like a backbone to it, if that makes any sense. Like it just feels a little more solid. I think
Yeah.
a lot of guys accomplish that with like a compressor, and I've never had a compressor pedal. That's probably the next thing I would get would be a compressor. But I kind of accomplished the same thing with like just a real clean drive pedal. So I've used like a boost. Like I'll have a boost sometimes that I'll put on there instead. But I really
Mhm.
like the Sparkle drive because it could do both overdrive and like a clean boost,
Yeah.
which is really nice. So like right now, like the clean section is up more than the drive. So like I'll leave that on pretty much like all the time. Just that like that clean, and I like if I dig in with my pick, like
Yeah.
it does break up a little bit, but it's gonna annoy me. I'm out of tune. But if I for the most part, it just kind of stays pretty clean.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. I try to have something that's, I mean, I try to. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna say that I'm that I know everything about tone, but I try to do that. I try to have something that's definitely boosting the volume a little bit, but
yeah,
also all like that almost overdriven sound
yeah. Like
by
just on the
having
edge,
a
right?
drive.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and like that's I mean that's what I like as well. Like I want it I don't want it like super clean. Like I just want it right on the edge where I can based on my pick attack I can push it into overdrive or I can pull back a little bit if I needed it a little bit cleaner or like especially with fingers. Like a lot of times I'll go to like just using my fingers. This camera work is awesome. I know. But with like fingers I still have like there's still some substance to it, where as
Yeah.
opposed to like it's just kind of wimpy.
I've not tried that. I've not tried fingers. Huh.
Yeah, listen, man, that's something like. Do you ever listen to John Mayer?
A little bit, yeah.
He is kind of the one that like kind of got me a little playing more like with fingers. Like you can like dig in with like your like you can kind of get that almost like stratty kind of sound by like just kind of instead of using a pick.
Yeah.
Here, let me put this back here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So instead of using a pick on it, you can kind of do it with a pick. But if I like kind of pull on it, you can kind of make it pop a little bit. and then especially for like soft stuff as well, like using fingers, it just helps me get a different tone than that.
Yeah.
So keep slipping.
I'm definitely gonna have to try that.
Yeah, give that a shot. That's actually something I'll do like a lot for like ultra calls and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where especially like if I'm supporting somebody who is leading like from an electric guitar or from an acoustic guitar, like I'll do the pad kind of thing, which I'll talk about in a second, and then like sometimes like I'll just with my fingers, especially like, if I have some delay goodness, like a reverse delay or something. It just lets me like selectively pick stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the clean drive, and then that goes into my overdrive. That's where that's my main overdriven sound. Can you hear me if I'm playing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's my main overdriven sound, and then my that overdrive actually has a like a boost section as well that I'll kick on for like a lead line. So like if I'm doing a hook, that's without it. If I wanted that to pop out a little more, I can hit this boost, and it's a lot more saturated. Also brings more noise with single coils. So gain stacking is a big thing that I'll do. So and sometimes like there are times where like having both my clean drive and my overdrive on is too much, but if I take off my overdrive and it's just a clean drive, it's not enough. So I will flip the two where I'll turn off my clean drive and I'll just use my overdrive on its own, and it keeps the volume down, but it gives me a little bit more breakup.
Yeah, a little bit more hair. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if those nuances are coming through over Zoom.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I
mean, probably not as much as if I was there with you, but
yeah, I don't know.
We can only do so much.
Yeah. So I like stacking gains is probably something I try to concentrate on more than some of the other aspects of playing, only because for me there's a fine line between a weak sounding tone, like not enough gain, and like too much. I'll never play with a distortion pedal. Sometimes I wish I had a fuzz just for like a certain type of sound, but there's I want to find that perfect line of drive for a part. So I'll play around a lot with gain pedals, and I actually have about 4 or 5 that I'll switch out, trying to, if like for instance this sparkle drive, sometimes it just doesn't do it for me, and I'll replace it. The Tim always works really well. I always keep that on here. Yeah, all right. So then with my delays, just like I do with my clean gain, I will actually leave my analog delay on most of the time. The only time I think I turn it off is if I was doing something like not like traditional contemporary worship type thing. Like if I was doing something a little funkier, where you need the space between your playing, that's when I would turn it off. But for the most part, the stuff that we do, I'll leave my analog delay on. So let me get away from G. So if I'm going to without it, sounds fine. But having like that analog delay, it might be a little aggressive, but just leaving this on kind of subtly in the background. It just kind of helps to like fill it out for me. I don't know if like a lot of people like that because it does take up a little more of like the sonic space, but I think I like the way it fills out the sound a little bit. So I'll leave
Yeah,
it
and
on probably 80% of the time.
well, I was gonna say in that scenario that that you want to fill space. Whatever. I don't know what song you. I think it was that a transmission song?
Yeah, that was uh, Everlasting Light.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I knew it
Yeah,
sounded familiar. You're filling that space. You know, of course
yeah,
that's a recording versus live, a little bit
yeah,
different. But you're filling that space like if you're gonna do that live. Um, and then even with soft stuff, leaving a delay on, yeah. Uh,
yeah.
I don't have like a short delay like that. I have the Strymon time, not the timeline. What's the smaller one?
The Brigadier or the El Cap.
Oh, Capistan. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I have.
yeah,
And so I don't leave that on all the time. That may be something that I explore,
yeah,
especially for big stuff like that, because I like that filling the space. Because I'm really, I mean, we have a piano player, but they're
yeah,
hanging out in the middle, and I want them to spread out.
yeah,
But like if I'm playing higher stuff, I'm the only one up there.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing that because I like that. Yeah.
Like it does work well. Like my default high type inversion is like the D shape, D2 shape. It's like on that song, it's an A. So if I was just playing rhythm, that's without it. But with it, now that like that in that situation, I think I would probably either like tap it so that it's the right tempo. This delay doesn't have a tap, so I'll kind of set it like somewhere around that tempo, but I'll just roll it back in the mix just so it's not as present.
Yeah, yeah.
So that you can't hear that. Oh wait, that delay is out of time. But like it just helps to like fill out the space.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do the same thing with reverb. That reverb was set for something else. Um, you could, yeah. I wouldn't use that reverb, but
No.
you can do that with reverb. I like the way delay sounds. Delay is my
Yeah.
favorite. Then you got more rhythmic delay, like dotted eighth delay. I don't know. Actually, the El Capistan that's been on my list for a while. And actually, like with this, so I had a DD20. That was the one that failed on me. So
Oh.
I'm in the market for another delay. I've been looking at the El Capistan. The only thing I don't like about it is that like I have to buy like the extra little pedal to cycle presets, which I don't really like, and it doesn't have like I can't visually set the tempo. Like I have
Yeah.
to tap it every time.
Yeah. I mean,
But I mean, is that a
you're
problem for you?
well. I mean, you're doing a lot more sophisticated stuff with clicks and ears, and when you're playing and stuff. I'm playing with my dad on drums, so I'm tapping it whenever I need to.
Yeah, yeah.
I do have the tap, the little
The memory
the
button.
switcher, so the
Yeah,
favorite tap favorite or whatever it is.
yeah,
So I do have an eighth note delay, or sorry, dotted eighth note delay, and then a quarter note delay
yeah,
that I switch between. Um, but yeah, if I feel a little bit out of time, I'm tapping it.
yeah.
Just, I mean, even on Shout Hosanna, I'm on almost always making sure I'm in time.
Yeah, because
Just because I'm
that's
not playing with the click, you know.
that's a good example. Like that's one of the that's there's a few songs I just like I know the tempo off the bat because we played it so many times that and if I'm playing electric I'm starting with that like palm muted like dotted eighth thing and it's so like you immediately know if your tempo is wrong in that kind of situation. So I like to be able to look down, and on my boss pedal, I could look down and see it would say 128 BPM dotted eighth. So I know I'm going to be locked into that click.
Yeah,
If I have to go to another delay that has a tap tempo, I'm relying on my tempo, which is bad. So It's bad for me.
I know, but I'm not playing with the click though, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it changes things.
yeah. It
I
does.
mean, I
It
I
does.
could set it at 128, but if nobody else is playing at
It's
128, then
true. It's true. You just
yeah.
gotta go
So
with the
I
flow.
mean, I'm trying my best there. I'm trying my best, and I know everybody else is trying their best to stay in time too, but it's
Yeah,
just not going to happen if you don't have a click. You know.
it's true. It's true. Yeah, and like my core, like we don't run with tracks, but I also don't get a chance to play electric guitar. But yeah, I'm looking like I'm either looking at that L cap or the new Boss pedals. Was it like the DD500 or something, or the 200? I don't know. It's one of those
I
guys.
I don't know what bosses is, but yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, man. Like, I'm trying to think what I might be able to show you that you don't already know. I don't know that I
You
can.
you said your wah, and
Oh yeah,
why is that? Why was that after your volume? I think
because
I think I know what you're gonna say about you use it for one thing, but
what do you think I want to say?
is it for a different color, like to a cocked wah
Yeah,
halfway or even all the way back, something like that?
yep. It's like it's an envelope filter. It's basically
Y-
what it is at that point, where especially like if I'm doing the pad. Do you know how the pad works?
What pad? What
So
do you?
like okay, I like to do this pad because like we don't often have like a keyboard player with us, and especially for like altar calls, um, I will like if somebody's playing acoustic and I'm trying to support them, I want to put down this like pad at the bottom, like underneath.
Christina poked her head in.
Yeah, hey Christina. Um,
He said, "Hey."
hey Christina. Yeah, so the way it works for me is like my analog delay I'll have set for um, a pretty like a longer type delay. That might actually not be long enough for this, but I'll have it
I
set.
do I do swells that way.
Yeah. Like
Okay,
swell pad. But I
okay.
like some people do a swell where like you could tell it's a swell. I don't want to hear the swell in between. Like I want it to like sustain.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. So maybe I'm listening.
Yeah. So for me, the only way I've been able to do this is with two delays and a reverb pedal. Um,
um,
so with one delay, I'll have it look like a longer. Maybe I'll make this one the short one because I'm missing my other pedal. So if I make this one kind of like a shorter delay, and then I'll make this one. Let's see, what's a good setting for this delay? That might be a little too long. Maybe not. So my feedbacks are up and effects levels are up pretty good. So my short delay is like that. My long delay is like that. Maybe a little shorter. I don't know, something like that. Together, they're not really anywhere near in time, but one feeds into the other. So as I'm swelling in, the short delay is feeding into the long delay, and it's just going to keep that going. And then I'll turn on like real ambient reverb at the end.
yeah.
I like to have the tone down on the verb, so I'm not getting a lot of the high stuff.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and then I'll use my volume pedal to swell in. Now I've also learned since I've not used this pedal board at least in a year, my volume pedal is going bad as well. So I don't get like a real even swell anymore.
Is the string going out on it? I saw that you
I
had
don't know if
the.
it's the string or if it's just a dirty pot.
Oh, okay.
But like it's like I hear nothing, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's there. So it's kind of hard for
Uh,
it to swell. But like, let's see if I can do this real quick.
on my volume, I replaced the string on it.
String,
I looked on Reverb, and there was like a metal string, like a metal wire,
yeah,
and I sat there and put it in myself because mine tore on me, and I was so upset. I was like, I'm not buying
yeah,
another one.
yeah, yeah.
Christina and I were about to get married. It was like, hey, I can't do this.
You're
I was
right.
like, so I asked Christina, can I get this replaced or what do they call it? I think it's a replacement, but it's infinity or something. It's like
Yeah.
everlasting or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I replaced my string with, because
I might look into it. I think the string is fine, but like, I don't know.
it
I
could be
just
it could be
I gotta
a
look at it.
dirty pot or something. Yeah.
So like, man, it just kind of comes out of nowhere, doesn't it? So I'll strum like a full chord. How can you see this? I'll strum like a full chord at first, and then swell it in, just so I have like some bass to it, and then I'll go to like something a little higher. Man, this works a lot better if the volume pedal works. I'll do it with the guitar pedal. So, all right, here's a good example of what I was talking about before. You hear how like if I'm using the volume knob on my guitar to swell,
How it's really clean. Yeah.
it's really clean at first, as opposed to like this. Like I like to hear that drive from the beginning. Like it just makes it sound like it's on purpose. Man, it's kind of hard to show you. There's like maybe like a 2 millimeter spot where it will actually like swell. So with those two delays, it will like hold over. So like that's with everything off, and it'll still like hold over. So it'll give you time to like swell into the next note. So for me, like it's like drive will help. It almost creates like a natural compression, so that it will smooth out like the highs and the lows. So it kind of keeps everything consistent. And then a short reverb into a long reverb, so that it feeds into it. It's just gonna it'll keep that going.
Delay.
Yeah, sorry, a short delay into a long delay, and then like a pretty long reverb, just so that and that all like helps to smooth out the in between times. So, and then I will use the wah, like, kind of half cocked, like you said, and I'll find like, you can hear like the overtones that it tries to like feed back on, and I'll play on that a little bit where you can. I'll get it going, and then I'll kind of sweep the wah a little bit, just to find like what frequency it likes to work at. Ugh, it's hard to do sitting down. So see if I can make it work. It just makes it a little more aggressive, but not like in your face aggressive.
Yeah.
You can actually get like a really nice like feedback bloom sometimes, and that's like best case scenario. You hear all those overtones like that. So like it's just it's just another cool texture, and like sometimes like it's a little too aggressive for like a real somber moment. Like to do like full chords, but like individual notes with the wah pedal cocked. Like it just kind of like it's like this subtle kind of like bloom to it, which is kind
Yeah.
of nice. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it does. It does. And I think I remember seeing you. Well, I mean, transmit. You guys play with tracks and transmission. But when you guys did "We Believe," the last song on that, I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, like Love Wins?
Yeah, "Love Wins" at the very end of it. It's that's. I guess that's what you're
Yeah.
replicating, or that's what you were doing then.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I need to
Yeah,
go
and
listen to
that
that.
like
It's been a
that
while since
time
I've listened to that album. I promise. It's been a
that
while. I admit.
that song is cool because like you're coming out of this like huge section, so you have like if you get it kind of set ahead of time, like you set your wah time like place where like it you really like it, and then you like really like dig into the swell and then like dig into the strings and swell it in. It's like this real aggressive, but
Yeah,
without any attack. So like you get the edge, but with no attack. So it's not in your face. It's not like I'm like playing really
rock
hard.
concert. Yeah.
It's like you get this wall of sound that just comes at you, and that's the stuff I love about electric guitar is that you can really shape a moment uh, with like a wall of sound. That's what I love about it more so than pretty much any other instrument. Like every other instrument that we play with is very attack focused. Like drums, there's an attack. Bass, like you're like the like we're going after the tone, but it's that rhythm that like the thump of the bass, that is it's the fundamental. With keys, like it's very like it has a front end to it. With electric guitar, we're not bound by that same attack, that same principle of attacks. Like we can create this wall of sound without having the start of a note. So it's almost like it comes out of nowhere and it sneaks up on you, but all of a sudden you're like in this moment. I know that's a little out there, but
No, yeah, I completely understand it. I'm right there with you.
yeah.
And you can only do that with the wah after the volume, right? Or
Um, if you
is
did
that the best way you found out?
if you did it with the wah before the volume, I'm just trying to think through how that would work because I haven't ever tried it that way. Um, you would be uh, if the wah was before the volume. I suppose it would be the same. I can't in my mind think through like why it would change the frequency characteristic of the wah. Yeah, that's a good question. That one may not matter as much.
I,
I want to try it
I've
though.
I've just never seen anybody put the wah after a volume.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, like
us guitar players, we watch pedal
yeah.
board videos. I've just never seen that before, so
Yeah.
I
Like
was asking.
it's for me it was like I want to swell my guitar into that effect. Like for that like cuz I never used the wah as like a traditional like waka waka kind of thing. That's just not the kind of the music I play. So like a variable envelope filter, I want to swell into that for whatever
Yeah,
reason. In my mind, that's just how I think I wanted it to be.
yeah,
Yeah, but volume comes after drive because I want that drive to be there at the beginning. Like I want it to be a true volume swell instead of a
yeah.
gain swell. Because
Yeah,
if it,
I got that already set up. I don't have a long cable to run it, so I got
yeah
like drives, volume, and then delay and reverb.
yeah
But that's the way I got it set up. So I may have to if I want to put my I got a little mini wah,
yeah.
one of the
Well,
little
then
small
like
ones to save space, you know.
I've I've had to replace wahs. Volume pedals are the ones I've had to replace the most. I think I'm on my third volume pedal, only
Oh,
because with the swell and that like when I was playing guitar, that was that. I mean, I probably went to it more than I should have. It was just like it was something that was comfortable for me and it sounded good, so I would use it all the time. Like I would wear out those pots, and that may be what's happened to this. It's just worn out.
yeah,
So I'm on my third volume pedal, but I'm on my second wah for the same kind of thing. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, man, like those. That's kind of what I do for the most part. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that might be of use to you. You have any questions?
um, I guess I mean the biggest thing for me is not really not knowing what to do. Like I guess for just any just a fast praise and worship song. Um, I can't think of any right now. But oh, let's just say Hosanna Praises Rising because you guys did that yesterday. Um, or well, that's when it was premiered. I know it was recorded, but
Did it?
um,
Did I do that song?
yeah, Praises Rising. Um, that wasn't in the worship set. That was in uh,
Oh
what
yeah, the
was it?
Masterclass. Yeah,
Yeah, the Masterclass.
yeah. I
Yes.
forgot about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Funny, like I recorded these things like 3 weeks ago,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I had to like edit them, and yeah, I
I
forgot
told
about that part.
Christina, I was like, this isn't live, just because I mean, it says premiere on it for YouTube. One,
Yeah, yeah.
secondly, I mean, it's not live at all. Like you can
This is
tell.
live. This is
Yes,
live
this is
right
live.
now. Yeah,
But let's take Hosanna Praises Rising,
yeah,
a song that doesn't have a guitar lick, or guitar riff or hook or anything, and it's a fast song that swells and stuff won't work with that. Um, I found myself doing a lot of the same stuff,
yeah.
um, and I just don't play a lot. I think that's really what it is, and it could possibly be that, or it could possibly be me working, uh, like practicing more.
Yeah.
That's probably really what it is, and learning the fretboard more. Um, but yeah, outside of like arpeggiated stuff, or just yeah, really arpeggiated stuff on fast stuff, and then if there's like coming into a big chorus, going to like bar chords, um, like
Yeah.
just big stuff to set level and stuff,
Right.
give a change in color. I
So
guess I find myself doing a lot of the same different thing,
I
same thing.
I'm the same way. Like I kind of default to the stuff that I know real well. If it's like if there's a hook, like a very noticeable thing, I'm going after that for sure. But if it's just a general thing, I do have the same old bag of tricks. On that song, like I'll go for that muted dotted eighth thing. So like if at the beginning like praise is rising, eyes are turning to like that kind of thing, just to kind of keep it going, and then it's all about uh, trying like playing rhythm like away from where the acoustic guitar is. Where like I'll leave that dotted eighth on just to kind of help me stay in time, but keeping the chords simple. So like there's really not a whole lot to that. Like this is just like a 1-5 chord. Like it's just 1-5-1, and that's just like the same thing on like the 4 chord. And then on like the 6 chord, it's still like I'm defaulting to the same. I know the mic is over here. You probably can't hear me, but
No, I can hear you.
I'm using these same like that drone in all the chords that I'm playing, just to kind of keep some I like drone sounds because it brings some cohesiveness to the sound. I don't know if that makes sense, but like it's for a song like that, like the dotted eight thing is great. Playing rhythmically up high where you're playing non-complex chords, and then also just like good solid breaks where like you're doing some like neck bends to kind of make it a little more interesting, like that kind of thing. And even like my rake chords, and this is just a personal thing. I don't like complex chords with drive. So like I'm never playing like a 4-finger G chord
Yeah.
because there's just too much. There's too much going on there. I'll instead of this, I'll go to that. Just to simplify the chord down. I'll let like some of the other instruments play the rest of that chord. But I don't like to hear the third of the chord being overdriven. It just doesn't sound good to me.
Yeah.
So like that kind of thing. I'll just kind of keep everything simple. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And then like doing some like octave lead stuff where I'm really out of practice. So like I don't know, like that kind of stuff. Just play around with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's helpful, but
No, it is. It is. Because I mean, I've never. I mean, I've always tried. I mean, I'm very cautious of. I mean, we have a piano player and an acoustic player also.
yeah,
So I'm always trying to stay way high up there, unless we're waiting for like a big moment where
yeah.
an overdriven guitar
And
part's
then you
really
can just
needed,
like really
and
like
then I'm
dig
just
into a rake. Yeah,
exactly, yeah, that's what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm like it. What I would personally do is just lay out that first verse. I've never thought of doing that dotted eight delay. Um, but yeah, I mean, with some songs that's probably better for that. Especially this one. That one's probably really good. I'll probably be doing that for the rest of my life now for that song. Um, yeah, it's just I think it really is just practicing because I don't get to play electric guitar that much. I just started recently,
yeah. The sad
like
thing is
really playing
yeah,
every
like
Sunday.
and
So.
you guys are probably one of like maybe 5 core in the territory. Maybe maybe not. It's probably not even that many, but people who can actually like have an electric guitar player like on a Sunday, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
So like revel in that, like explore it. I mean that's kind of that's where you can develop some AJ techniques. Yeah, like your
I'm
signature
trying.
sound. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying.
yeah, man. Um, yeah, that's. I mean, like I said, like this is not something I do as much anymore, sadly. And just getting ready for this class, I miss it. Like it really is cool. Like you can make or break if you're not careful, but like you can really make a song sound great with electric guitar. And sounds like you're on the right track. So now it's just um, experimenting. Like even just like waiting for this call. I was just sitting here playing around with different stuff. Like I can't tell you the last time I played with a reverse delay. Uh, that was my jam for like 30 minutes. Like waiting for the class, man. Like there's so much that is already on your pedal board that maybe you haven't explored yet.
Yeah,
You can find new sounds, new textures, new colors.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Any other questions?
I don't think I have any questions.
Cool, cool.
It's been great. It's been great talking to you, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
man. I was thinking like it always makes me sad that like the better players of the territory, like I never get to see them like at TMI because you guys are so talented in other areas as well. But one of these days we got to get together and like make something happen.
yeah, we definitely should.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm working now, working and married, so probably no more TMIs.
Yeah. That makes sense.
uh,
Unless
but I mean,
we can get you out on staff, both of you. We'll get you out on staff.
yeah, we'll see on that. But yeah, man, I didn't know I was gonna be the only one. Thank you for holding out. I know
Yeah.
you got a life of your own, and it's late, but
Nah, man. Listen, if I'm serious. Like I got to see if we can orchestrate something that we can do with you guys sometime. I just got to work with Andy and Jimmy to make that happen. But even like if we could, I've been floating this idea of like a territorial youth worship team, or not even like a youth worship team, but like just another territorial worship team. Um, I think that would be really cool. Where you like
yeah,
put a group together to play like commissionings and that kind of stuff.
yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I'll see if I can make that happen. In the meantime, let me know how it's going.
Oh, definitely.
Curious to hear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man.
Well, Of course, man. Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully this COVID thing will be over soon, man.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Who knows?
Are you guys
Hopefully.
are you guys back in like church? Are you in live church?
Yeah, we're still streaming it. Of course, probably as most people. But yeah, we're back in person. Uh, Congregation is not at all what it was.
No,
Um,
we're
but
struggling.
yeah, we are too. Um, it's probably nationwide. Definitely territory wide.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's going to be like that. So hopefully this thing is soon to be over.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah.
In the meantime, keep playing, man.
Oh, I definitely will.
Yeah.
Now that Christina's playing acoustic, yeah, I definitely am playing a lot more electric. So
Yeah. Good, man.
I'm loving it.
Well, it's good to talk to you, AJ.
It's good to talk to you too, man. It's
Yeah.
good to hear
Congratulations
from
on
you.
getting
And
married again, by the way.
thank you. We're coming up to 8 months.
Yeah. It goes quick. I'm telling you, we're 10 years this year, which is
Wow,
nuts to think about.
congratulations.
But yeah. All
Yeah.
right, man. Well, have a good night.
You too. You have a good night. Thank you once again.
Yeah, man. No problem. We'll see you.
See ya.